Hi Math 1, welcome to the video for section 4.10. The learning targets are, I can create an inequality to model a situation. So we're going to have some stories here. The inequality symbols are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Okay, so we're not going to be writing equations with equal signs. We're going to be writing inequality equations. I can use inverse operations to solve these linear inequalities. Okay, so just like last section, we're going to solve them. I can interpret the solution. Okay, so after you get the answer, you're going to be able to make a sentence, okay, and you understand what that's talking about. And finally, you can justify your reasoning. So let's get started with a couple of examples. This is just kind of the warm-up page. Ellie and Sarah are taking a road trip. Ellie has $40 for gas. Okay, and gas costs $3.50 per gallon. Sarah says that Ellie has enough to fill up the 12-gallon gas tank. Is she correct? There's a couple ways you can do this. Okay, the first approach, the gas tank holds 12 gallons. That's 12 gallons, and gas cost $3.50 per gallon. So if I multiply 12 by $3.50, okay, that is going to cost them $42 if they go to the gas station. Okay. Oh, it looks like they don't have enough. Another approach we can do, okay, we could take the $40 that she has $40, and we can divide that by $3.50 per gallon. If I take $40 and I divide by 350, what does that give me? 40 divided by 350, that's 11.43 gallons of gas. 11.43. And her gas tank, gallons, okay, needs 12 to get filled up. Okay, so either approach is good. Okay, either way, the answer is no. No. Sarah is incorrect. Okay, she's incorrect. Okay, justify your answer. So based on your calculations, you're going to have to explain yourself. Okay, maybe with this calculation right here, what I'm going to say is, no, she's incorrect. Okay, it costs $42 to fill up the tank. Okay, and they only have $40. No, they don't have enough money. If I went with this kind of calculation, okay, the answer is still no. Okay, they have enough money. They have enough money, dollar sign there, okay, to buy, oops, B-U-Y, what am I doing? 11.43 gallons. But they need to buy 12 gallons. Okay, so with the justification, just make sure you say, no, what they have, okay, but what they need. It would cost 42, they only have 40. They would be able to buy 11.43 gallons, but they need to buy 12. Okay, so the justification explains why yes or why no. Andrew's buying these to resell. He has 3,000, okay, and each pair cost $350. What's the most he can buy? Okay, so he has $3,000. He has 3,000. Would we want to multiply or divide? We would want to divide here. Okay, he has 3,000. I divide because each pair costs $350. And so that's going to give us what? 3,000 divided by $350 each, 8.57. 8.57 pairs. Okay, so you could buy 8.5 pairs. I don't think you're allowed to buy a half of a pair. We don't have enough to buy 9 pairs. So we're going to have to buy only 8 pairs. He doesn't have enough to buy 9, right? What's $350 times 8? They cost $350 each. 350 times 8, that would cost $2,800. Okay, I think he could afford that. What's $350 times 9? 350 times 9, oh, that would be $3,150. He does not have that much, no. Okay, so you have to make sure that you use a little bit of common sense, okay, and think about how things are really sold. Okay, what is the most he can buy? Andrew has enough money, he has enough money to buy 8 pairs. Okay, he has he has enough to buy 8 pairs of these, which would cost him $2,800. He does not have enough to buy 9 pairs. Okay, so we might have to think about the decimals and decide which way we're going to go. Okay, now where is this taking us? Okay, what we're going to do is read some stories, okay, and we're actually going to write an inequality. Okay, Elvira, the cafeteria manager, has to be careful with her spending. She manages the cafeteria. They serve food at the lowest cost. She has to keep good records, okay, and all the budgets. So the cafeteria has those cute little cartons of milk, right? We know what those little cartons of milk look like that are super hard to open up, right? Let's see. The milk supplier charges 35 cents per carton. Every carton of milk costs them 35 cents. So each carton costs 35 cents. Okay. Oh, and in addition, there's a delivery charge. Do they have to pay that delivery charge for every carton? No, that's just a one-time charge, okay? It costs $75 for the truck to deliver all the milks. Okay, and now here's what we have to do when we're reading the problem. What is the number of milk cartons that Elvira can buy? If she can spend at most, okay, so at this point, we're going to want to stop and kind of highlight. This is the second half of the inequality. Everything before that is going to be an expression. Okay, and so it's going to work like this. We're going to have to define the variable. Okay, it's 35 cents for every carton of milk. Maybe what I'll do, okay, is use a little C. Okay, and we have to define it. What does C stand for? C stands for the number of cartons of milk. So I'm going to use variable C. You're going to have one letter in your equation, and you have to figure out what it's going to stand for. I like C for cartons. Okay, now the inequality is going to work like this. Okay, we're going to have to write an expression. Okay, then we have to figure out the inequality symbol. The inequality symbol is going to go next. And then finally, at the very end, that's where we put our value. Okay, and all this stuff here, okay, is the yellow highlighter. That happens after. Okay, so before we even get to that, let's talk about the expression, the milk. It costs 35 cents per carton. That means for each carton. So it's 0.35 times every C, Plus, it also costs $75 for the delivery fee. Okay, now what about the inequality symbol? This directions here said at most. At most. That means you're going to spend $500 at most. You cannot go higher than $500. It's going to be less than or equal, and the value is $500. Okay, so when you're doing these story problems, there's usually a place where everything before is the expression, and then everything after, okay, is going to be the value. All right, now that I made a problem, it says solve it. Okay, so the problem, the inequality that we made was 0.35c plus 75 is less than or equal to 500. Let's start by subtracting 75 from both sides. So we have 0.35c. Okay. 500 minus 75 is 425. And now we're going to divide both sides by 0.35. Do I have to flip the inequality sign? No, because I'm not dividing by a negative. So c is less than or equal to, we have 425 divided by 0.35, and that's 1,214.29. Okay, so the solution can be written a couple different ways. First of all, we have c is less than or equal to 1,214.29. And then another way we can write this, okay, so this is the inequality. Let's just put notes here for you. This is the inequality. The inequality is the answer you get when you solve the inequality. Okay, it said write an inequality. Okay, so that's the inequality. But the other way they also want us to write this, okay, is interval notation. I'm going to put that answer right here. Interval notation sometimes makes sense for me when I look at a number line. So if I think about the number 1,214.29, okay, it's a closed bubble and it's less, everything less. Okay, so it starts at negative infinity and goes to 1,214.29 brackets. Okay, so far that's a lot of algebra work. All right, but now we have to interpret it. Okay, looking at the context of the problem, what does this mean? Describe in words the number of milk cartons that she could buy. C is the number of cartons of milk. There's the cartons of milk. The milk cartons have to be less than or equal to that. Less than that. Okay, wait, you can't buy 0.29 of a milk carton. You can't chop a milk carton in half. Can she buy 1,215? No, she can't. She can't afford it. So that means we have to go less than that. Elvira can buy 1,214 cartons of milk. Okay, so we have to take our answer. We have to make sure we put units. Okay, and where can we find those units? Right up here, where we said what a C was. And we have to make sure that we make this reasonable. You can't have half of a body or half of a carton of milk. You can't have half of an animal. Okay? All right, let's keep going. We have another cute story here. Students love to put ranch dressing on everything. Oh, Elvira. Back in that cafeteria. The students eat 2.25 gallons of ranch each day. 2.25 gallons each day. She started the school year with 130 gallons. Okay. Oh, I see some important words. She needs to have at least 20 gallons left. Hang on, let's highlight that. At least 20 gallons. Okay, at least 20. So that's where we get the inequality symbol. So let's see, 2.25 gallons each day. All right, sometimes what you can do is look for the word each or per, and that really helps you figure out what's going on. Okay, so she does that each day. Let's see, sometimes the question helps me. For how many days? Whatever they're asking for, that's going to be your variable. Okay, so I'm going to make D be my variable, and that's going to stand for the number of days. All right, they eat 2.25 gallons each day. She started with 130, so I'm going to start my equation. She started with 130 gallons, okay, but they keep eating it. So is this going to be going up or down? It's going to be going down, right? Aren't they eating it? It's going less. So she's losing, or they're eating 2.25 gallons every day. So times by D. Okay, so far, that's the expression. That's the expression part. You need to make sure that your expression has a variable. Okay, and how do you know what variable to do? The question will always tell you what to go for. Now, how about that inequality symbol? The inequality symbol for at least, or maybe more. So the symbol for at least is greater than or equal to 20 gallons. Okay, so this is the inequality symbol. Okay, and then this was the value. All right, now we have to solve this inequality. So let's go ahead and write it down here. 130 minus 2.25D is greater than or equal to 20. The first thing I'm going to do is subtract 130 from each side. Negative 2.25D. Do I flip the inequality when subtracting? No. 20 minus 130 is negative 110. Now I have to divide both sides by negative 2.25. Negative 2.25. Okay, this cancels out. Do I have to flip the inequality symbol now? Yes, because we're dividing by a negative. So I'm going to flip that. Negative 110 has to get divided by negative 2.25. The negative sign is small. Remember, it's way down there. It looks little. And the answer is 48.89. Okay, so that's the inequality. The inequality answer, you just write down what you have. Okay, and now let's think about the interval notation. So this is the inequality. Let's find the interval notation. Let's find interval. Some people really like to see a number line for interval, okay, because it kind of matches. So if you take a look at the number 48.89, okay, it's going to be a closed bubble shaded to the left. Okay, so the interval starts at negative infinity and goes all the way up to 48.89 brackets. Okay. Now comes the part with the words, with the sentence. Can you interpret, describe in words the number of days before she needs to reorder? Okay, so if I look at this, it's going to last. It's going to last her all the way up to here. Okay, but we can't say negative 10 days. Okay, is the ranch going to last her 50 days? No, it's not, right? It's not going to last 50 days. It's going to last 49? No. Okay, it's going to last her less than this. Okay, so how many days is going to last her? It's going to last her up to 48 days. Okay, the ranch supply will last 48 days. 48 days. Okay, no more than that. It won't last 49. She's going to run out, so she has to make sure she reorders it after 48 days. Okay, the last one here is a rectangle problem. Okay, the width is 20. We've got length. The perimeter. Okay, remember perimeter, let's just write a note here. Okay, perimeter is the sum of all four sides. So we add all the sides up. That's a perimeter. Okay, it must be at least 180 inches. Okay, at least. So that's the part where the symbol comes in. Okay, let's see the question. The question always helps me with the variable, right? Let's see. Where's the question? What must the length be? I can even tell here that the variable is L. Okay, but the question will tell you. So we've got length. Let's use L. Okay, and what does L stand for? Let's define it. L is the length of the rectangle. Okay, now we have to write an inequality. It says the perimeter. Okay, perimeter means you add all four sides. So we've got 20 plus 20, that's 40. And then we've got plus L, so that's plus 2L. That right there is all four sides. 20 plus L plus 20 plus L. All four sides. Now comes that inequality word, at least. At least means you have to be 180 or more. So greater than or equal to 180. All right, I recommend highlighting that math word. Everything before it goes on the left, and then the number goes on the right. Solve this inequality. Okay, I sure will. Let me write it down. Okay, what would the first step be in solving this inequality? Should I subtract 40 or divide by 2? Yeah, we're going to subtract 40, okay, from both sides. Both sides means write down this inequality, left side, right side. Okay, if you like to draw the bar, go ahead. 2L, should I flip the sign when subtracting? No, we don't flip the sign when subtracting. Okay, I'm going to divide by a 2. Should I flip the sign? No, I'm dividing by a positive, so I'm not going to flip it, and I got 70. L is greater than or equal to 70. Okay, that would be the inequality. Inequality is the greater than less than symbol. The other notation is interval notation. Okay, I'll put that one right here. Interval notation. So if I think about a number line, at 70, I'm going to put a closed bubble, everything shaded to the right. Okay, so we start at 70 and we go to positive infinity. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, looking back at the context of the problem, so I have to use some words. Context of the problem. Describe the possible lengths of this rectangle. Okay. L stands for the length of the rectangle. So the length of the rectangle. Okay, so I kind of already described the L. The first thing I did was I defined L. So I'm going to always copy that. The length of the rectangle has to be what? The length of the rectangle needs to be greater than or equal to 70. Are there some units here? Ah, yes, inches. Okay, it should be greater than or equal to 70 inches. Is there any other way I could have said that? Okay, instead of greater than or equal to, okay, I could have said at least. It needs to be at least 70 inches. I hope this helps. Thank you.